Alright guys, we are ready to start our maiden voyage from Nova Scotia to Manitoba. So once I get going, my first stop I'm going to fill up and I'll keep track of how many kilometers I've driven, how much fuel and what you use, and I'll show you the trailer once we get some light because she's pretty dark right now. It's 5:30 in the morning. Got my Banks Derringer hooked up and we are ready to rock and roll, guys. She's a big heavy trailer. You'll see that in a minute. Whew. Brand new tires on the 350. There's nothing else I can really get ready. I've got a jam-packed truck, that's for sure. Alright guys, so let's hit the road, and once we get some daylight I'll check back in. Alright guys, we just filled up the truck for the first time. She is full. Going to reset my counters because, as you guys know, the tires are bigger than what stock is on this truck, so the kilometers will be off, so that will throw off our fuel calculation as well, but we'll keep track of that as we go. I have the Derringer in level 4. I'm going to pop it up in level 5. So I'll show you what we got going on. It is windy, so hopefully it's not too bad out here, but she's a big trailer, boys. She's 20 feet long. She's high, very high. You can see, the size of the truck compared to the trailer. She's jammed packed in there. She's heavy. I'm hoping to stop at a cat scale somewhere along the way and check it out. But it's pretty dark right now, but we are sitting nice and level. But the trailer does take some sway. There's no doubt about that. I actually would prefer to haul my gooseneck. That's 30,000 pounds. I prefer to haul that instead of hauling this, to be honest. But it still feels pretty good. It's just, it does sway a little bit. There's no doubt about it. I was supposed to get some Timberins installed yesterday. And for those of you who don't know who Timberins are, Timberins replace your factory bump stops. But the ones that they got ordered in were the wrong ones. They were the heavier ones, and I guess with the FX4 package, is what I was told, is that the FX4 package has this little bracket that comes off, and that's where your bump stop actually hits, not your axle. I don't believe that that's actually true, to be honest. I think that that's just this is just the truck. This is what they take. Anyway, but that was the part number. It says 2017 and 2019 Ford F250 and F350, but it did not fit. There was another one that was slightly smaller that would have fit. I could have made it fit, but I would have had to jack the truck up, and then it would have always been making contact with the Timberin, and it gave you a very rough ride. So I was really hoping to have those on just to give myself some more stability, less squat. But we're still feeling pretty good, but not as good as what I wanted to be to drive. Oh, what is it, 2,300 miles, something like that. Anyway, we are ready to go, so let's hit the road and start making some miles here. All right, guys. So I just gonna quickly show you, like how clear the Derringer screen is. I mean, I know most of them are, but of course it's sort of dark right now, so it's really easy to see any of them, but you'll see in the daytime too. It's a really easy, it's just a nice clean screen. There's no glare. Even in the daylight, the sunlight, it shows up really well. That's on the Derringer screen right now. You can see small amount of power being added. We're at about 62, 63 miles per hour. 1550 on our RPM, cruising in 6th gear. Alright, so I just wanted to show you that. It's a nice little unit. It really, really, really is. We're going to be buddies for quite a trip here, Mr. Derringer. So we've been driving for 92 kilometers so far. We are driving directly into the wind. There's a cold wind coming in from the north, and we're driving north, and we're going straight into it right now. So our mileage is terrible so far. I was getting 24, 25 liters per 100 on the way home yesterday from the trailer shop, and as soon as I started going north here today, the mileage just came to a screaming halt. I did have to put it in 4-wheel drive there a little while ago. We ran into some snow, going through an area right now called the Cobequid Pass, and it could be sunny and 20 degrees. The trailer's taking a little bit of a sway right there. It's windy. It's very, very windy. It could be sunny and 20 degrees down at the bottom of these hills, and you get up here and it's snowing, it's hailing, it's freezing rain, and you never know what you're gonna run into. But so far so good as far as everything really goes. It's really nice to have this data monster here, the Derringer, just to keep track of everything all at once. Got my trans temp, I got my engine oil temp, my boost gauge is there, I got my load percentage, I got my EGTs, I got my engine coolant temp, I got my manifold air density, and my HP ECU horsepower. So, you know, everyone always goes on about boost gauge, and yeah, you know what? It's cool to see. It's cool to see a turbo pushing a bunch of air through, and it does make a difference. But the biggest thing is, and I mean, Gale's put out a separate video on this altogether, and he was completely right. Is you can push as much air as you want through there, but if the air is not cool and the air is not dense, and you're not gaining a lot of horsepower. So, you know, the manifold air density is really what matters. If that air is not dense, you're not, like I said, you're not gaining a whole lot. So intercooling is what does that for you. So intercooling, you know, it's dense, it's nice, it's humid, it's cool. That's what gives you your horsepower. So like right now, you know, we're at 183, 180, you know, 184. I've seen it go up to like 240%. That's huge. That's really helping gain horsepower. The higher your air density in your manifold, your intake, that's what you want. That's the best. So here we are climbing a hill right now. We're really low on RPM because I'm only running at about 60 miles per hour right now because the roads aren't the greatest, as you can see. There actually is some ice on these roads. And we're, like I said, we're driving straight into the wind. Climbing the hill, just dropped down to 5th. These wipers are noisy. But I do really want to stop at a cat scale and see how much this thing weighs, because I think it's got to be getting close to 10,000 pounds. They told me between 7 and 8. I think it's definitely more than that. It feels like it anyway. I know it's a big high trailer and it's really hard to tell, but it definitely feels like it's more than that. But anyway, I'll probably just check back in once we get out of Nova Scotia and we cross over to New Brunswick. This will be the easiest stretch of our drive, that's for sure, as far as crossing provinces goes. The Nova Scotia is definitely going to be the smallest province. So the first province of our trip is about to be completed. When you hit this spot coming home, it's like, oh yeah, I'm home. Even though you're still 2.5, 3 hours from home. We are going to cross over into New Brunswick. It is so friggin' windy. Like, the trailer is just getting blown around back there. There's a spot up here once I get into New Brunswick where I'll have to take her pretty slow and there's nothing that blocks the wind. Like, nothing at all. And there's trailers that get, and like transport trucks that get tipped over all the time. So I'll take that a little easy. But it's pretty cool. The truck actually feels that, notices that, because right back there, probably I'd say 5 minutes ago, the big gust of wind came, the trailer started to sway a little bit, and the truck basically stopped the throttle and it said trailer sway, reduce speed, because I had it in cruise control, and it did it on its own. So that's pretty cool. That makes me feel pretty good. I never had that happen before. But anyway, yeah, windmills for days. All right, here we go. This is sad, but makes me happy at the same time. We're saying goodbye to Nova Scotia, and we're saying hello to New Brunswick. And we're now out of Nova Scotia. So where are we right now? I don't know. Because now, no, not yet. Right now, no, not yet. Right now we are in New Brunswick. Alright, let's check this out. Guys, so we got our slip here. So my truck is like 7,700 pounds, right around there. Add in, you know, some tools and stuff I got, so let's say around 8,000 pounds. So that means the trailer is 19.5. So trailer is somewhere between 9,500 pounds and like 9,700 pounds. So I said 10,000 was my estimate. I think we're getting pretty freaking close. So she is some weight, and she is high as God, man. She's high. She is certainly high trailer. All right, guys, we've been driving for what, like 5.5 to 6 hours. Got some snow. We are between Fredericton and Edmonton right now in New Brunswick. They always get a ton of snow up here. It's -3, but they said that it's like -12, -13 with the wind chill. It is still extremely windy. All of our temperatures are still fantastic. So there's all the temperatures. Everything's looking great, except for our fuel mileage. I just started another trip, but here's our first trip. We're at 33.2 liters per every 100. We've traveled through 437 kilometers so far. I'm gonna switch those over to MPG once I stop next, because you know, love my fellow Canadians, but the majority of people that watch are Americans. Anyway, so far so good, guys. We got a quarter of a tank left, so we're gonna stop here in the next little bit, fill the truck back up, grab another something, a little snack, probably another coffee, and continue on. My goal is to get to like Montreal or just past Montreal before the day today. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's you know, it's noon right now. Still got a few hours to get to there, but I'll put a good day in today. The weather's nice, you know, other than being windy, so I'll put a good day in today and we'll see how far we get. But so far so good. You can definitely tell that now we're coming back down this hill and there's less snow. That's what you run into a lot here this time of year as well. It's a lot of sort of, I can't call them mountains because I get beat up for that. People saying that these are mountains, and I don't know what mountains are and all that sort of stuff, but I'll say on these elevations, you get more snow, you come down, and there's nothing sometimes. But anyway, so far so good, guys. All right, guys, we are all fueled up. I'm fueled up, the truck's fueled up. Got some Quiznos. Quiznos kills Subway, like so much better than Subway. Let the debate begin. Subway or Quiznos? Quiznos for me, for sure. So right now there is our average 7.1 MPG. Not exactly the best, but it's not accurate, and who knows what it really is. Anyway, we are in Woodstock right now. Yeah, it looks like Christmas. A month early. Anyway, trailer's still there. Nice spot, got some Christmas trees and stuff over there. Okay, let's go. Right here, guys. Okay, we got a long, gradual climb here. Let's see how she does. Lose some speed. Nice smooth shift down to 5th. 1800 RPM. (1900, 2000 RPM). Boys, oh boy, is she ever screaming. I can barely hear myself talking here. God. Nothing to it, man. Like, 2,000 RPM just on 2,000 RPM. Like, how can you go wrong with that? She's a long ways away from some numbers that were thrown out there. Back up to 1,600 RPM. We're still climbing. We're still going, guys. We're still climbing. See how she does. Look at the snow. Craziness. Big bump. Gen Y torsion hitch, taking a lot of that jerkiness out. She's definitely going to shift down on this section again. I mean, I could have shifted down to 5th and just left it there if I wanted, but you know why? Let the truck do its thing. I think it might not even drop down. 1,500 RPM. 900 on her EGTs. Transmission 201. Everything is beautiful. 1,500, is it gonna make it? It just pulled that in 6th gear. Yeah, that's pretty good. We're up here quite a ways. Yep, we're up here a long ways. Very, very good. Man, I cannot wait to get my 2020 with that 10 speed and all that torque and all that horsepower. Come on, come on, come on. All right, well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, we are officially in our 3rd province of the day. We are in Quebec. So, Nova Scotia, check. New Brunswick, check. Quebec, no. Ontario, If you guys are bored, Google how many miles it is to drive from one side of Ontario to the other. From sort of the south side, which we'll all be coming in from, to a point, to the north side on the Manitoba side. So Google how far it is from the Quebec side of Ontario to the Manitoba side of Ontario. It's huge. The province is massive. It is absolutely massive. That's gonna be like it could be like a 10 video province. Anyway, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We've been driving about 9.5 hours or so since we left, which isn't bad. We're doing pretty good. But I'm gonna keep going as long as I sort of can, and we'll stop and have a break and continue on. But the truck's doing great. We're still right on 7.1 mpg. All of her temperatures are still absolutely fantastic. She's a big old boat back there, guys, or a big old brick, I should say. She is an absolute brick wall. It's 28 degrees Fahrenheit, so she is pretty cool out there. There's lots of snow, but so far so good, guys. So look at that, boys. I think we found some mountains. We're going down one right now. I got my exhaust brake on, tow haul mode. She's feeling pretty good. Didn't really pick up any speed at all. Going around a turn. Feels nice. And that's that. Lots of those coming up here in the next little bit. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. The old Powerstroke's doing her. Well, boys, when you miss your turn off that the maps is giving you to take, you get shoved right straight down through Montreal, which is exactly what I did not want to do. I missed one little turn, and here I go. Exactly what I did not want to deal with, going right straight through the heart of Montreal, one of the worst cities to drive through. So anyway, here we go. We're in the tunnel. And we're coming out of the tunnel. Well, at least it makes for some decent footage for you guys anyway. Oh boys, oh boys, oh boys. I took one wrong turn, I ended up in the Appalachian Mountains. And I'm not kidding, I've been in the Appalachian Mountains for the last hour. I know you guys can't see shit, but there's mountains right there. And they're everywhere. I'm going up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm on the 117. People that are familiar with it, you're gonna laugh your ass off that I ended up here. But I have no idea why the GPS told me to go there after I missed that one turn. It told me to go here. So I went right through like Laval, right through Blainville, St. Jerome. I went through all those places, and then it kicked me out here, like on these friggin' Appalachian Mountains that I've been driving on for the last hour and a half. And I'm sure if it was daylight and it was, you know, like I was here for leisure, it'd be a really, really beautiful, beautiful spot. Like I probably will return and drive here just to drive here. But right now, after a long day of driving, this is not where I want to be. When I was heading this way, after I missed that turn, I didn't see any transport trucks for like 45 minutes. And I said, this is not good. This is not good. That's where I want to be. That's the traffic that I want to be with. And it's pitch black here. Like, it is pitch black. If I knew nobody was coming, I would just flick these lights on all the time. But still people coming. But man, it's twisty and turny. Like 7-8% grades at least. I don't know if you guys can see the silhouettes of the mountains there in the distance, but I don't know if the camera's picking it up. Whenever I see lights like this, I'm like, oh yeah, right on, I'm getting somewhere. And then I realize that no, I'm not. I'm still in the Appalachian Mountains. Anyway guys, wish me luck. Wish me luck. I am hoping to get out of here and get back onto the Ontario side. I'm supposed to be on the Ottawa side, and I'm on like the Hull side. I'm on the wrong side. I'm supposed to go through Ottawa, like right through Ottawa, right past the Canadian Tire Center, right past all that stuff, and that's not happening. Instead, I'm here with nobody and a ton of snow and a ton of mountains. Whoever invented Waze should get a swift punch in the stomach right now, to be honest. After I missed that slight little turn in Montreal, I was outside of Montreal, I was still like on the freaking like main Trans-Canada highway. It sends me to Route 117, which is like the friggin' national parks in Appalachian Mountains for like 10 hours. And I just kept thinking it was gonna connect me back into, you know, where I wanted to be. But no, it's not going to for a long friggin' time. So I'm basically punching my way through the mountains right now, getting back over to Ottawa and getting back to where I'm supposed to be. It's pretty frustrating, to be honest, because, you know, I'm putting in a super, super, super long day trying to make some headway, and then this happens. And the funny thing is, I had the Truck Path app going as well, and they were both going. The Truck Path app was on my phone, the Waze was on here, and Truck Path said turn left, and there was a sign that said like Pierre Trudeau Airport, Ottawa, and I didn't. I decided to stick with this guy. So now look where I am. Like, I'm in the middle of friggin' nowhere. Nowhere. So anyway guys, I'm gonna wrap this part of the video up, because once I get to where I'm going, I'm gonna throw all the stuff from the back up to the front, and get a few hours sleep. But you're definitely gonna want to stay tuned. I'm not in a good mood right now at all. I'm laughing, but what else can you do, I guess?